So if you can tell by looking at my cold air intake, it's missing the lid for it. There's a reason for that. The reason is I've got electric fans on my truck. So when I originally bought the truck, it had a clutch fan that had an issue with it, so I just took it off and I put electric fans on my truck. I like electric fans. They usually work pretty well, but the connection point that I chose to hook my ground to was a bolt, and that bolt would end up backing out, and sometimes fans wouldn't come on. So what happened was the fans didn't come on, and then the thermostat opened up because it got too hot. Got some antifreeze that was really hot on that plastic for that cold air intake, and it just cracked that lid. So it hadn't been on here in a while, but I was able to contact S&B and get a new lid. You can see the package right here. So I got a new lid for it, and we're going to be putting that on in this video. So here's the new lid. It did come in a box. I've taken it out of the box, and it was packaged really well. The box was in perfect shape when I got here. It had some packing material around this so it wouldn't get damaged. So this is a plexiglass lid, and then they got the surround here to help protect the edges of it, and I think it also helps to seal it up better. It's a little silicone gasket. Looks like they got a sticker in there and some information, so I'm gonna get that out of the bag. Also, before we install it, I'm gonna have to take out these 4 bolts that are currently sitting in the cold air intake. There's 4 of them around here. So the only thing you need for this job is a Phillips screwdriver. It should be pretty simple. So I'm going to start by taking these screws out. I hope you can hear me. I'm using a Phillips screwdriver. I don't want to use a drill because I think you can torque these down too hard and strip them out pretty easy. So even though they do have nuts in here, I don't want to take the chance of either cracking it or stripping them out. So I'm just going to take these bolts out by hand with a screwdriver. Make sure you set them somewhere safe. I'm just putting them in my pocket for now, so I don't drop one and lose them out here, because the truck is parked out on some rocks, so it would not be fun to try to dig the bolts out of the rocks that are out here. So these covers come, they're coated on both sides with this piece of paper to protect it. So I'm going to start by taking that off. Should be pretty simple. You usually just grab the edge and pull it off. This one's tearing on me a little bit, but that's okay. We'll get it off. Alright, well, on this one, a little bit of the glue stayed on there, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this inside and try to clean that glue off, use some soap and water, or maybe some Windex or something, try to get that off of there, and then I'll be back. It cleaned off pretty easily, so the next thing I want to do is put the edge banding around there, make sure to protect the edge of it, and also to help it seal up a little better. So sometimes they send you a little bit extra length, more than what you need, but that's okay because you can just trim it up with either a razor blade or a pair of scissors or some kind of cutting pliers. So it simply just pushes on the edge and goes all the way around. Unless you drop it, then it don't go on anything. Okay, you can see right there, it's just a little bit longer than what I need. It's about a 1/2 inch long, but that's good, you know, because they didn't send too little material. So now I'm going to try to get that trimmed up so that we can make it flush with ads. I'm going to go get something to cut this with. I'll be right back. So I ended up just getting some wire cutters, and they'll work pretty well for this. It's a pretty soft rubber, so it's like a silicone, I think. So just try to measure out where I need it with my fingers and cut it right there. Looks like a good fit. Now we'll get this installed on. Just simply lay it in place, make sure it fits, and then it should be as simple as putting the 4 bolts back in. That gasket made it a little bit tight, but it should be a pretty good fit. Now this is where you got to be careful when you're putting the bolts in. You don't want to over torque them. So once again, I recommend just using a regular Phillips screwdriver for this part. One more. Alright, I think that's pretty good. We're pretty much done, but I got some smudges on there. I should have cleaned the underside before I bolted it in place, because I can tell some of the smudges are underneath, but that's okay. It's going to get dirt and stuff inside there, but I am going to clean the top off, just make it look as nice as I can from the outside here. Spray it with a little bit of Windex and just wipe it down. Alright, that'll make it look pretty good. Here it is now with the new lid on the cold air intake. I think it looks pretty good. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you enjoy this kind of content, please hit the like button. Also, I want to say it is very important to have this lid on your cold air intake if you have a cold air intake and you want to use it for its potential. To get the coldest, densest air possible to your turbocharger, it really needs to be a sealed up unit. So this cold air intake does have an opening towards the fender well, similar to what the factory had. This one also has an opening on the bottom that you can cover with a port that came from S&B, because this is a S&B cold air intake. Or you can leave that open and try to suck in some cool air from the bottom as well. They, I believe, have a scoop that you can add to that would mount on the bottom of your bumper and try to suck in fresh air like a ram air when you're driving your vehicle. That would probably be the best setup if you can find that and get it on your truck. So I know cold air intakes are a highly debated topic, and they cost you a pretty good penny when you get them. So if something like this happens to your truck where the lid breaks, just try contacting the manufacturer. They may have one that you can buy from them, relatively inexpensive. The lid for mine was 20 bucks. I think the original intake, I think it was somewhere around $270. Don't remember exactly the price when I bought it because it was like 5 years ago, but I think today's price on them is somewhere close to $280 to $300 for this cold air intake. I think that's about all I've got for this one, guys. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on future content coming from my channel. So, you want the coldest, densest air that you can get to your turbocharger. Let's see if I can talk.